Okay, so we are recording, and I am so happy that you are tuning in to hear more about Beautycounter, how we are countering the unregulated skincare and cosmetics industry, both in the US and Canada, how we are really so much more than a beauty company. I feel like I say this a lot to people in that yes, our name is Beautycounter. However, the word counter is so much more prevalent in our company's name and our mission than beauty. Yes, we have beautiful, high-performing, award-winning products for the whole family. However, our founder and CEO, Greg Renfrew, this really beautiful, kick-ass powerhouse woman, didn't found this company to get more makeup and skincare into the world. She founded this company to change the world and to have safer, high-performing products, but also to change the entire industry, both in the US and Canada. So tonight I'm going to be sharing about that, why I got involved, how you can find safer products for yourself, whether you're looking at Beautycounter or any other brand, just so that you can be more educated, be an ingredient detective, and make safer choices as you start to do more clean swaps with the products you're already using or products that you're going to buy in the future. And just also for sure, I'll highlight some of our favorite Beautycounter products because we have such incredible stuff to share. So for those of you that I haven't met yet, my name is Jocelyn Rose Settle, and I'm here. I'm based in Toronto, although I'm from the US. I moved to Toronto about I feel like it must be almost 3 years now. My husband plays in the Toronto Symphony most often, although right now, because of COVID-19, there's not any symphonies going on, which is super sad, but you can see one of his instruments right behind me, xylophone, and then this is my husband's self-care, the Peloton bike. So we moved here so that he could be playing with the symphony here, and it's been amazing, and we love it so much. My background also is in music. I am a former opera singer, as well as a massage therapist and a yoga instructor. And I do still teach yoga. However, Beautycounter has been in my life for about 3.5 years, and I love every ounce of it, and it's really changed our family's lives in so many ways. So I call myself with Beautycounter, I say that I'm a wellness advocate. I really do feel like that's what this company is about. And my background being in yoga and massage just ties so well into what this company is about and what our mission is and the purpose behind us. So one other thing I'll say that's so important to me is that I have 2 little kids. I also have a black lab puppy, but my 2 little kids are not so little anymore. They're 5 and 8, and really they are the reasons why I became involved with this company in the first place. My daughter specifically, who I'm going to show you a picture of in a sec. Let me grab a screen share here. My daughter is really, hold on, getting this technology down. My daughter is my why. So we talk a lot on Beautycounter about why this is also important. Why did we choose to, mostly women that are doing this, you know, of course might love products, but they're joining this mission for a much deeper reason, and that is to really make an impact in the world and be a part of something bigger than ourselves. So here's Stella about 1.5 years ago, and when she was a baby, she had some really extreme eczema as well as allergies. And we tried everything as her parents to help her for years. And years into trying to figure out how to help her skin from being so incredibly itchy and raw, I started realizing that a lot of the products I was using on her, even the stuff that was organic or natural, had toxic chemicals in it. It had parabens and hormone disruptors, carcinogens, allergens, all sorts of stuff that I definitely did not want to be applying to my daughter's toddler body. Sometimes I would be putting it on her skin up to 3 times a day just to help her. And so finally, a few years in, actually about 4 years into this sadness that, you know, she was on medication, she was on steroids, we had to wet wrap her limbs at night. It was really, really extreme, and it affected all of our lives in a really big way. When I started learning more about the unregulated industry, I started getting more curious about Beautycounter that a friend of mine had introduced me to, and eventually, actually quite reluctantly, joined the company as a consultant. I say reluctantly just because I think there is a stigma to direct sales companies, and I had that stigma. For some reason, I didn't know why, but I just didn't want to be a part of it. And once I started learning, though, what Beautycounter in particular was doing, it really started to shift my mindset on that, because we are doing such incredibly important activism work, and it aligns so much and so well with who I am as a woman and a mom and a person. So I want to share a bit about who we are as Beautycounter. I'm gonna do this share slides thing. Again, it's my first time doing this for myself, so bear with me. But so our mission is to get safer products into the hands of everyone. And I think that line is so important, because we're not saying that everybody should have Beautycounter products. We're saying everybody should have safer products. Yes, we have a high-performing solution, but it doesn't mean that we're pushing everybody to buy what we have. We're wanting to change, and we are changing the laws in both the US and Canada, and that's our biggest mission, as well as educating people like you. Next slide is actually just a 1-minute video. I'm gonna play this, check it out, because it's some really interesting information.
If you're like most people, you assume that the products you use every day on your face, in your hair, on your skin are safe. They've been proven safe by the FDA or people in white lab coats or someone. Well, the truth is, the beauty industry is barely regulated. And by that, we mean it's regulated by one set of laws, which includes 1.5 pages on the $62 billion beauty industry. And that law was passed in 1938. While we're on history, since World War II, over 85,000 chemicals have been introduced to the market. These chemicals show up in products we use every day, and fewer than 10% have been tested for their effects on human health. We think this is madness, and we're doing something about it. First, we make safer products. We're proud to be the leader in cleaner beauty, but that was never our mountaintop. Our goal? To launch a movement. We think everyone deserves safer beauty, so we're fighting to get the laws changed. The thing is, movements aren't solo acts. We need every single voice. Call your representatives in Washington, share this video, or just, bring up the harsh realities of weak beauty industry regulation the next time you're having a glass of rosé with friends. That actually is action. That is using your voice. This isn't complicated. It's common sense. Beauty should be good for you.
I love that so much, because I love how they say in that video that action is just having a conversation. And that's really what this company is based on. It's about education, it's about advocacy, but it's also just about a conversation to say, we need to be more aware of what we're applying to our largest organ every single day. And that's really why this company was founded, to be a person-to-person company. And I love that so much, because we're just all able to make a difference. So I wanted to give a little bit of background on why we have to be counter. That video told some of it for sure, but I'm gonna repeat it because I think it's so shocking that it almost we sometimes miss it. But so it all started when Greg Renfrew, again, our founder and CEO, about 8 to 10 years ago, maybe even more than that years ago, had started trying to find products that were safe and high performing. She didn't want to have only safe, and she didn't want to have only high performing, and she didn't feel that she could find both. So she started doing some digging. She was a very successful businesswoman, started doing some digging to see what she could find. And as she was doing that research, she started realizing that there's been no major federal law in the US governing this entire multi-billion-dollar personal care industry since 1938. And I know some people that are watching might be in Canada, some are in the US, but I'm going to talk about both because I think it very much relates to each other. So since 1938, there's been in that year, there was 1.5 pages of legislation. And that's the same 1.5 pages that governs the entire industry today, which is shocking and totally unacceptable. Since that year, there's also been about, I want to say it's 85,000 chemicals that have come into our society, and less than 10% of those chemicals have been tested for human health and safety, which is also completely shocking and unacceptable. So what Greg Renfrew found out as well is that the European Union bans about 1,400 ingredients. These ingredients are chemicals of concern, chemicals that are not going to, you're not going to want to be putting on your skin. They're questionable or already known to be harmful. The United States bans 30 to date. Canada is a little bit ahead of that in a certain way. We have a list here of about 600 ingredients that are on this thing called the hot list. The hot list was formed in 1999 by the Canadian Environmental Protection Act, otherwise known as CEPA. And the hot list, while it is larger than the US, banning 30, the problem is that it's not codified into law. So it's literally just a strong recommendation that companies don't use formaldehyde or carcinogens, hormone disruptors, all sorts of stuff that we are being exposed to every single day in all different fronts. It's not just skincare, but at least with skincare, it's something we can choose whether or not we put on our bodies, and it's hair care as well. Choose whether or not we use it. Whereas, you know, the stuff in our environment, we can't always make those choices, but with what we put on our skin and our hair, we can choose. Problem is that like Health Canada and the FDA have a lot of power to recall in the food industry, but that is not the case in the personal care industry. So Beautycounter was founded to change that. I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen again and show you something that I feel will really, once you see this clip, it really can't be unseen. So about, let's say, maybe 5 months ago, there was a congressional hearing. It was through a subcommittee, and our founder and CEO, Greg Renfrew, was called to this hearing in Congress or Senate to be an expert witness. And she was actually, this was a huge day. It was in December. It was a huge day in the clean beauty movement, which we are leading. She was called to be an expert witness, and she literally represented the entire beauty industry in the US, not just clean beauty, but the entire industry of beauty. So this was about a 3.5 hearing that she testified for 5 minutes at. And this is actually not her speaking. This is just a 1-minute clip that I think is so powerful to see what I'm talking about, that literally the FDA has no power to recall. So just check out this 1-minute video.
I want to ask some questions of you, and a simple yes or no is fine. The FDA's authority over the safety of baby lotion. First, can the FDA require a review of baby lotion for safety before it comes to market?
No, we cannot.
Can the FDA require the manufacturer not to use a toxic ingredient, for example, formaldehyde, in its baby lotion?
No.
Is the manufacturer required to register with the FDA before selling its baby lotion?
No.
So I think my first statement is becoming truer. Once the baby lotion comes to market, can the FDA require safety information about the baby lotion?
No.
If the baby lotion has caused bad reactions in the babies, can the FDA require a recall?
No.
If the manufacturer is aware of the baby's bad reactions, would the manufacturer be required to report that to the FDA?
No.
Well.
So obviously that is completely unnerving and upsetting. And it's one of those things, like I feel like an event like this, whether we do it in person prior to COVID-19 or do these virtual events, it's things like that that are uncomfortable and sad, and yet so important. And again, this applies to the US and Canada. Oftentimes, products that are from the US with that same list of 30 that are ingredients that are banned will be shelved here in Canada. We also have something in Canada called, it's called like post-shelf market, and I might be getting that order of those words wrong, but it's basically saying that products can be on the shelf for 10 days before they're even checked by Health Canada. And there's not a whole lot of man or woman power in Health Canada to really check every single product that crosses the border. So what's happening in each country is really affecting the other. And so Beautycounter, yes, we are an education, person-to-person based company. We are also an advocacy-based company. We are sending corporate to Washington, D.C. and Parliament. We have text campaigns and email campaigns. We send our consultants to Washington, D.C. and Parliament. We work with our local MPs and local governmental officials. We are doing everything we can to lead this movement for change and to really impact the entire industry for better. It's really, really cool to be a part of. I'll show you just an example of how our products are what I call our agents for change. So this is one of our newest products, by the way. It's called our All Bright C Serum, and it's amazing. So amazing that it sold out. So we actually have a wait list. This is coming back early June. But I love the box in and of itself. We're a B Corp, it says, so we're working for the planet and people, as well as for-profit. We're Leaping Bunny certified, cruelty-free. These are also fully recyclable, and most of our products are in glass. But like I said, this one box in and of itself has a text campaign at the top, and it says to text Better Beauty to 52886 in the US or 70734 in Canada to advocate for more health protective laws. So I love our products, and I also don't always call them products. I call these our agents for change. Again, this All Bright C Serum, which I'll talk about again in a bit, glass bottle, fully sustainable and recyclable. It is incredible for vitamin C, antioxidants, brightening your skin, and really helping with pigmentation, and it's so good. We just launched it about 3 weeks ago, and we're waiting for it to come back early June. So let me tell you a teeny bit more about why our products are different, because while we have 30 ingredients banned in the US, 600 ingredients suggested to be banned in Canada, 1,400 in the EU, with Beautycounter, we have over 1,800 ingredients that we are banning, that we have on this thing called our never list, which I'm going to show you here in a sec. One of our main kind of passions and truths with this company.
Hi, I'm Devin. And I'm Parker. And this is our friend Michael Blamas. He's an actor, entrepreneur, and the star of CW's hit team.
Okay, so one of our main passions with this company is actually to be fully transparent with everything that we're doing. So you can see all of the ingredients on our website. You can see the never list. Anything that you need to know, we are here to help shed light on. So I actually just got out of this. Let me see if I can get that back. Hold on one sec, you guys. I just X'd out. Ooh, now I just lost my Zoom slides. I just X'd out of this really awesome video I wanted to show you, but that's okay. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna show you two other things before I come back to these slides. So, okay. If you guys wanted to learn a little bit about how do I even tell, I'm so overwhelmed by what you're telling me, Jocelyn, how can I know if what I'm using is safe? It says organic on the bottle, it says natural, da 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 da. Good question. Those words have no meaning, no regulation in this industry, so it really is important to be your own detective with this. Beautycounter wants to take that detective work out of the equation for you so that all of our products are going to be fully safe for the whole family. However, there's other companies out there that are also doing good, and you want to be able to find them, and you want to be able to find companies that you don't want to be using. So this is a great tool that you can be using. It's called the Environmental Working Group, EWG Skin Deep. It's a nonprofit and has a great database of products that you can find out, are they safe, are they not safe, what's in this, what's not in it, all of that. So EWG Verified is the best score that you can get as a product. 1 and 2 is also very, very good. If you get up through the 3s, through the 6s, it's going to be questionable, and definitely 7 through 10 you want to stay away from. So this is just something I just randomly chose. Aveeno, I feel like we all know this brand. It's kind of thought of as like a natural type brand. This specific product is Baby, Aveeno Baby, and so it's going to tell you what some of the ingredient concerns are. We have some, it's pretty low on the cancer concern, which is good. Allergies and immunotoxicity, developmental and reproductive toxicity, and use restrictions. So let's keep going down and see why. So the first thing I see is this word right here, fragrance. Fragrance is actually, if you can learn anything today and take anything out of this session, I would say to check your products for fragrance. And I'm talking about synthetic fragrance. I'm not talking about natural scent, but synthetic fragrance. It's actually something that Beautycounter is working really hard to close the loophole on, both in the US and Canada with Congress and with Parliament. So fragrance is a loophole. It's a trade secret. It's a proprietary blend. So companies can have a product that says organic on the front or says clean or natural or anything they want to say. And on the back of the bottle, you'll see oftentimes the word fragrance or parfum. And that word is a mask. It's actually a mask for sometimes thousands of toxic chemicals that they don't have to list because it's a proprietary blend trade secret. So be very aware. If you're trying to make any clean swaps, one of the main things to do is get rid of fragrance. And fragrance, unfortunately, is in so many things. It's in trash bags and laundry detergent, cleaning supplies, baby lotions. It's in so many things, candles. So if you can cut out that one thing, it's tricky, but it's worth it to get it out. Okay, so that's one thing I wanted to show you. One more is, I think I just clicked it. Okay, another brand, total random. I typed in Olay, oil of Olay. So here we are, it's a number 7, obviously not gonna be good. Anti-aging moisturizer, no thank you. And this is not about bashing other companies, but it's about educating yourselves. So cancer concerns, immunotoxicity, allergy concerns, developmental and reproductive toxicity. So you come down here and you see the ingredients listed. Each one has a score and tells you why it's of concern. Right away, paraben number 2. Paraben number 3 coming right up right here. So even in this one product, you're having 3 parabens, as well as all of these other chemicals that are on Beautycounter's never list, thank goodness. I'm gonna read to you just a teeny bit about why something like paraben is something you wanna stay away from. I'm gonna come back from the screen share. Okay, so I was just giving a talk the other day for a woman who owns a fitness company, and we were talking about why clean beauty and clean ingredients is also, in a way, it's wellness and it's fitness. So from the inside out and the outside in. So I don't memorize all the stuff about ingredients. I'm not a scientist, it's not my background, but I wrote a few things down. And so specifically with parabens, just FYI, it's a preservative found in so many things. One of them is shampoo. It's in a lot of lotions. It can be in the linings as well. Actually, I think the phthalates is what's in the linings of like milk containers. So parabens and phthalates you want to be really watching out for and limiting, if not cutting all the way out from what you're putting on your skin. So this preservative called parabens, there's different ones as you just saw. They can be an endocrine disruptor. It can cause breast cancer. What happens is that the paraben, this chemical, attaches themselves to estrogen receptors. So you'll put it on your skin, your largest organ, and some of what we put on our skin does go into our systems. And so it'll affect our internal organs. So these parabens attach themselves to estrogen receptors, which results in a weak estrogen effect on the body, and that can lead to breast cancer. And, I will say it's not that Beautycounter or any of us are saying, anytime you use this, you're gonna get sick or you're gonna get a disease. We're saying it is possible, these things can lead to this, and we are not just exposed to one paraben. We are exposed to stuff all day, every day, and so why not take a safer route? And for us, let's get these ingredients banned. Also, I know that I read somewhere, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but I think it's something like 99, and I might be getting this off the teeniest bit, but 99% of breast cancer tissue has paraben cells within it, or parabens within it, and that is not something that is normally in our bodies. I think all of us listening to this, whether it's live or the replay, have been affected by some sort of health issue, whether it's children with allergies or illnesses of different sorts, whether it's infertility or cancer that we've experienced or our loved ones have experienced. And so this is really a human health issue. And that's one of the things I actually love about working with this company, is that this is not a niche issue. This is something that affects all of us, and that when we go to Washington or Parliament, we're saying this is bipartisan, this is a human health issue, and this is something we all need to be paying attention to. One of my most favorite memories and moments of being a Beautycounter consultant was about 2 years ago. I was chosen as one of 100 consultants to go to Washington, D.C. and lobby for more health protective laws. And it was such an incredible experience to be, as a mom, yoga teacher, massage therapist, opera singer, to be there, sitting there in front of Congress, lobbying and saying, this matters, these are our stories, and we're demanding better. And it was just so incredible. I learned that day 2 really interesting things. One is that the overall bill that we're working towards, getting a new legislation after these 82 years, it's called the Personal Care Product Safety Act. And that bill is going to hopefully give the FDA approval to review 5 ingredients a year, also close the fragrance loophole, and we're working on that in the US and Canada. And that bill on Capitol Hill is actually referred to as the Beautycounter bill, which is really, really cool to be a part of that. The other thing I learned is that the 3 main topics right now on Capitol Hill, at least prior to COVID, but the 3 main topics are immigration, gun control, and cosmetics reform. So again, a huge telling sign that we are making history, we are pushing the needle forward, and we are demanding better, and our voices are being heard. Whether you're a client, a Beautycounter member, a consultant, whatever it is that you're doing, or even with other companies, we are really leading the way, but wanting other companies to come along and do better by all of us as well. So let me see, I think I'm gonna move along and screen share. Here we go. If there's any questions, put them in the chat or feel free to unmute. Oops, screen share. Sorry guys, that is a mess. Here we go. So I'm going to come back to our slides here, touch just briefly on our ingredient selection process. So we are committed to safety first and foremost, as well as performance. You know, our products win Allure's bestsellers. We're just last year named the #1 trending brand by Google. We are as high performing as anything you're going to get out there. We're also doing so much beyond beauty. We are banning ingredients so intentionally. We're screening rigorously, third-party testing, triple batch testing for heavy metals. We are sourcing so responsibly. One of the things we just recently did was actually made a documentary all about mica. And mica is actually a clean ingredient. However, it's a very dirty supply chain. And so there's child labor and forced labor and wage theft, and it's incredibly sad and scary. Most of the mica is coming from India in the world, and it is used so much. It's used in paint for cars, it's used in electronics, it's used to make airplanes, it's used in tons of makeup. It's all that shimmer and shine that we all love. And so Beautycounter is auditing 100% of their mica sources throughout 2020, which I think is an incredible thing, as well as this documentary. If any of you guys want to see that documentary, you can actually just Google Beautycounter mica transparency, I think is what it's called. You could also send me a message and I'll send that along. Okay, next slide. We are also a certified B Corp, which I mentioned, which Patagonia, Ben & Jerry's, companies that are doing really good for the planet as well as for profit. You know, I feel like we're using commerce to change the industry, which is really powerful as well. Okay, so we are in May of 2020. There's a lot going on. It's a crazy time right now. I know for me, I'm so grateful to have this business, to have my team of incredible women that I work with. And Beautycounter is really wanting for people to be able to get cleaner, safer products delivered to their doorstep, which I think everybody appreciates right now. So if you're new to Beautycounter, throughout the rest of the month of May, you can get a 20% off promo code if you wanted to buy anything. Just ask me questions, let me know, and I can help you get that promo code. This is pretty cool to get 20% off your first order. So I want to show you guys just a little bit about our products. I'm going to start with our regimens. Regimens, before I started with this company, I honestly didn't even know what that was. But it's basically usually a 4-step process, maybe 4 or 5, sometimes 6-step process of cleansing and prepping and treating, protecting your face and neck and chest. So I'm going to show you our regimens, also full collections. So we have these different options, and all of these can be chosen to order as a full set or just one thing or 2 things. You don't have to order the full set. You get a bigger discount that way, and that 20% off goes on top of that, but you never have to. You can choose 1 or 2 things to start if that's more within your budget. So we have one regimen collection set that's more for oily, acne-prone skin. It's great for hormonal acne as well as combination skin or teenage skin. We also have one that's this one here, right here, Counter Match, which is super hydrating and really great for sensitive skin as well, rosacea as well. Counter Time is our Queen Bee age-defying, quote-unquote, better with age line. It's all glass, sustainable bottles, and it's really using the performance of something like retinol, which is very high-performing ingredient. However, that is on our never list, and so we have taken over, I think it's been about 3 years that we've been working on this product line, and we've developed this complex called the Retinatural complex. So it's as high performing, if not more, as retinol without the side effects of a shady ingredient. I'm going to show you that when I stop the screen share in a sec too. This is our Counter Start line, which is really great. Just a place to start if you're looking for something at a lower budget or for teens. And then we also have this incredible men's line, which my husband never used products, but now he uses a few of these and loves them. So this is our Counter Time. Beautiful bottles. And if anybody had questions about learning more about these, we can talk more specifically. One of the first questions I ask people, I'm just going to go through these, is what's your skin type so that I can really help guide you to the best products for you. We also have a 60-day return policy. So I always think that's an amazing way to try stuff. So if you tried something and it wasn't quite right, I'm going to show you these Counter Time for a sec. We could always get it returned within 60 days. So this is just an example of our Counter Time. You can really see, I think, here the quality and the size. This is probably my favorite, maybe my favorite product of all. This is our oil cleanser, and you actually put it on your face dry. So you put 1 or 2 squirts in your palm, rub it on your face. So good. It's like self-care wrapped up in a bottle. It's so, so, so good. And then you put a little water, lather it up, and then rinse it off. I can't even talk highly enough about it. So there's more to share with Counter Time. I'm gonna put it down carefully, but we can talk if you're curious about that one. So I'm gonna show you a few more. Okay, love. So like I said, my daughter is the reason why I got into this. She actually uses these bath products. My son, who is 5, his skin seems to like the baby one better, so we still use this one. We have a baby balm, baby oil, also great for adults if you have super sensitive eczema prone skin. I already talked about the All Bright C Serum, which is so fabulous. Turmeric is one of the main active ingredients, and vitamin C. Okay, so I think I skipped something here, hold on. So makeup. I'll just go briefly through this, but I know for me, I have been wearing makeup all through COVID-19. I actually love wearing makeup. I'm not wearing a ton, but it's just helping me to feel a little bit more put together, and like on those days where I'm feeling really heavy and down, it's just a little bit of self-care for me. It's face regimen stuff as well, but if you guys are looking for any makeup, specifically I guess for Zoom calls, because that's like the extent of what a lot of us are dealing with right now, I will show you what I would recommend for that. Skin Twin is our newest foundation. It's like 9 times the hyaluronic acid that was in our previous foundation. We actually just launched this last week. It's basically skincare and makeup combined. Glass bottle, so gorgeous. And it comes in this set. So this is the set that I feel is like Zoom ready, basic makeup essentials. We have add-on like eyeshadow palettes and stuff, but this is the basic, beautiful set to get started with. It's called Flawless in 5. It's basically 6 products that you can use and apply to your face within 5 minutes or less. So it's for the busy working woman or busy mom or both. Oops, I think that skipped again. Hold on one sec, guys. Okay, so here's another picture of Flawless in 5. So you're getting a foundation. You could also get a tinted moisturizer with SPF as that choice. You get a concealer pen. You get a blush, mascara, brow product, and a lip gloss. So it's a lot that you're getting, and that 20% off for new clients applies to this as well, which is pretty cool. I think we're coming up to the end. I'm gonna stop the share. And again, if there's any questions, you can put them in the chat or message me after, or you can unmute. I'm gonna show just a couple more favorites here before we close it out. So I would say these 2 products are family favorites. These 2 are really amazing products that helped my daughter so much, but it's not just for eczema prone skin. This is our body butter. And body butter, great for body, great for dry, cold weather. It's hard to see that. But it's also great as just an amazing, rich hand lotion. And I know right now we're all washing our hands a lot. This, I don't know what I would do without body butter right now. So it's an amazing, subtle scent. There's no synthetic fragrance, but it's a subtle scent. It's called Citrus Mimosa. And I highly recommend this one for like a COVID-19 essential. The other one I love is our cleansing balm. So our cleansing balm is kind of like it almost feels like a coconut oil, but it's not. It's called Lotus Glow Cleansing Balm. And it's great for like dry eczema patch areas. It's also great for dry hands. You can use it as a makeup remover. You can use it as a cleanser, overnight kind of mask while you're sleeping. It's so hydrating and amazing. You can use it. I got a little sun yesterday at the beach. You can use it for sunburn. It's our multitasker. Another amazing one is our charcoal mask, which is a fan favorite and so good for detoxing like oily, combination acne prone skin, but also just a nice detox right now during these crazy uneasy days. It's just self-care right there. And then last thing I want to show you is some of our sunscreen products. We have a mist that's air powered. It's not aerosol. We have a lotion, which is my favorite. We have a face stick as well. This is reef friendly, non-nano zinc oxide. I'm going to show you how easily this rubs in. I actually feel like this lotion is just as good as any lotion. It's like, I feel like a lot of sunscreens, you put it on and it's really hard to rub in. It's really white. And this is just really easy and sheer and protects in the sun. So I think that is it. Let me just see. I'm going to go back to just close it out with you guys for a screen share here. So anybody that hears this, whether you're here live or hearing the recording, again, we have a 20% off promo right now for anybody brand new. I think I'm one slide ahead of where I want to be. Here we go. If you are thinking you want to go for it and order some products, whether it's now or sometime in the future, we have a perks program that I always say to people, this is not like going to be auto ship, sneak up and get you. This is basically just perks. You pay $29 for the year. There's no auto renew, no auto ship. And with that, you get every order that you place in the US, over 100, you get free shipping. Over 125 in Canada, free shipping. You get a free product when you first enroll, and you get 10% product credit. So if you order $100, $10 is going to be applied to your next order, which is always great. So that's great savings. If you are like, oh my gosh, I learned so much, I want to share this with a few of my friends or with my family, I would be so honored, and I hope you felt that this is never a sales push. Of course, we have amazing products to share, but this is so much more about education, information, empowering people to make better choices so that they, hopefully when you know better, hopefully you do better. So if you're curious about that, you can host one of these with me, and you can earn some of these products up to 5 for free, 5 at 50% off, which is awesome. And of course, if you're like, oh my gosh, I need something like this in my life right now, talk to me, and I am here to share the business opportunity with you. Some people do this as a total way to just save and get a discount. Some people do this to work 1 hour a week on the side. Some people side business, and some people more. I know for me, I was so reluctant when I first heard about this. I was like, I'm not a salesperson. I'm not a makeup person. I mean, I was, but not to sell. It's been incredibly rewarding, as I think you can tell just by me sharing, but also financially it's been, I mean, I'm a yoga teacher, massage therapist, opera singer. All of those careers were full of passion for me. However, none of them were ways that I could make money and that I could help my family financially. And this has been a total game changer. And there's just beyond gratitude for what this has brought to my life in so many ways. So I'm always happy to share if you're curious about that as well. And I'm gonna sign it off there. I'm gonna actually stop the recording and see if anybody has questions. Thank you so much for coming. Stop recording.